Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back for another video and got my fan with me. And in this video, we're going to talk about what Casey's thoughts are about the WWE and the Shield and all that kind of stuff. So you go ahead and...
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So...
Alright, well, you know, it's very hard to talk about what's been going on with the Shield, because the Shield were one of my all-time favorite groups of all time. They were better than Evolution, just in my opinion. Seth Rollins is flat out pussy. Alright? That's exactly what he is. And I'm gonna tell you this right now too. When Dean Ambrose gets him one-on-one, there won't be any running, won't be any hiding. Yeah. I thought now on Roman Reigns. Now, I'm hearing he's going to be the top babyface of 2015. He's going to win his first championship. Chances are Money in the Bank. He's probably not going to win it, but I'm rooting for him all the way. And Roman Reigns, to me, he's kind of starting off kind of how The Rock did. I mean, The Rock, you know, he started off in the Nation of Domination and all that good stuff. He was started out as a bad guy. Then he turned to a good guy for a little while there. So Roman Reigns, ultimately, he has the potential to be the next Rock. I mean, no one will ever replace The Rock, of course. Not even Roman Reigns will be able to do that. But he's going to be the name in the face of the WWE, either taking John Cena's place or like the next step behind him. But ultimately, though, still, John Cena will still be the face of the WWE. I don't care what Randy Orton says, Triple H says, any of them people say. You know, I mean, you got several newcomers coming from NXT, which is great in my opinion. But ultimately, the feud of the summer will be the biggest feud of the entire summer, in my eyes, is going to be Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins and Triple H and Roman Reigns. We're headed for a collision course with this. I mean, with the Shield officially now breaking up, it's can't get the right words out.
It's okay.
But the thing about it is here, Dean Ambrose is ultimately, back in his indie days, he was a heel, a total badass, jackass, whatever you want to call him. He had a really big mouth back then. He was known as the mouthpiece of the Shield. He's gonna break out, and he's gonna be his own person now. Yeah. Seth Rollins, sellout, complete. Hashtag Seth Rollins sellout should be on everyone's Twitter account right now, because Seth Rollins is a sellout, flat out. He sold out on everybody. But I can't say I didn't see it coming, though. I can't say I didn't see it coming. Because if you ever notice, he's always talking about how he's the architect of the Shield. He was the architect of the Shield. That means he was the brains behind the operation. When him saying stuff like that, that ultimately made you think that he would be the first to turn. Now, ultimately, I thought Ambrose would turn myself. You know, Ambrose is cocky, arrogant. He's got big mouth, but a lot of times he can back it up. I mean, you know, you hear around saying he's crazy, he's psycho, all this other stuff. Maybe he is, but you know what? I don't care. That right there is who you need. Somebody like that in WWE. Somebody who doesn't really give a crap about the rules, anything like that. Dean Ambrose, bottom line, is the modern day Mick Foley. He is. He's going to be.
And what do you think of CM Punk leaving?
CM Punk leaving WWE. CM Punk was one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I actually had his T-shirt, you know, wristbands, all that good stuff. His hat, you know. It's just CM Punk left for a reason. No one really knows. He said that WWE screwed him out of the WrestleMania main event. Let's face it. Let's face it here. I don't think so. I don't. CM Punk basically didn't get his way with WrestleMania. He wanted to be the center of attention. If CM Punk's not the center of attention, he's not happy. And that's just him. That's just the way he's always been. Back in 2011, when he cut the infamous pipe bomb, and when he said, I'm the best in the world, I always have been, when he stood on top of the stage with his legs crossed and he was talking on the microphone. That was just, right after that, CM Punk just became automatically popular. Automatically. When he cut that thing he did on the stage there, it was just, he became automatically popular, and he rode that wave and became champion for 434. 434 means he was champion for 434 days straight without losing that title. I respect him for that. I do. I respect for CM Punk for being the longest champion of the modern era. That it was a milestone right now that has yet to actually be broken. Really.
And about Undertaker losing the
match
with Brock Lesnar.
It should have been somebody else. The streak clearly was going to come to an end. Clearly, I mean, at some point in time, it was going to come to an end. Somebody different should have ended it, though. Like John Cena, somebody that people actually respect. John Cena, hell, even CM Punk last year. But Brock Lesnar ending it, a part-time wrestler. Brock Lesnar's a part-time wrestler here, people. Come on. He shouldn't have done it. It shouldn't have been him. I understand the streak being broken, but somebody who actually deserves the streak to be broken, not some freaking washed-up has-been who left for WWE to go to UFC for all these years. Brock Lesnar, bottom line, straight out, I never liked the guy. Especially that loudmouth Paul Heyman, Heyman, if Lesnar was smart, he would dump Heyman. Heyman's he's a virus, he's a cancer in the WWE that they just need to get rid of. They need to cut the cord with Heyman.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, what if, how would WWE be like now if Undertaker won the match? If he had won
If he won the match, I think... Okay, well, I'm going to cut you off right there first. First off, Undertaker already should be in the Hall of Fame. First ballot Hall of Famer, Undertaker. And at some point, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. But if he had won, I think he would have had one more match left in him. And I think that next year, WrestleMania 31 should have been his last calling card. But somebody that we actually respect, though, All right, next question.
And I know that I don't think Batista's not how he used to be anymore.
I agree with that entirely. Batista is just a... he kind of lashed on to Evolution. He only really came back, he said, for the main event of WrestleMania. That's not actually what he actually came back to do. He came back to obviously be popular with the crowd, which didn't go over well because they're chanting Batista rather than Batista.
Batista.
That's actually what they do chant, by the way. When he first came back, the crowd was just electrified to see him back. I was electrified to see him back. He actually looked pretty damn good to me. He looked like he was in shape. Now, him quitting WWE and going to Evolution, listen. We all know that was obviously done for him to go film his Guardians of the Galaxy movie. To promote it. He'll be back by SummerSlam. You better believe that. He'll be back.
And I also heard that Daniel Bryan made him tap out.
Daniel Bryan did make him tap out in the main event of WrestleMania, believe that or not. But Daniel Bryan making Brock Lesnar tap out will be worth paying to see. Definitely. I'd pay to see that. Daniel Bryan tapping out to freaking...
And I also heard he's a submission specialist. Like,
Daniel Bryan is a submission specialist. He, ultimately, he is... Daniel Bryan, let's face it. Great wrestler, great technician in the ring. He's got all the tools to be a big time player. He's not B+ either. I mean, Daniel Bryan, ultimately, he kind of took CM Punk's place. He took CM Punk's place, basically, as the guy, so to speak, the main event guy, being the championship guy. Daniel Bryan has busted his ass for the past number of years. He's busted his ass. He's busted his... I mean, he's beaten Triple H at WrestleMania. He beat all... Actually, he had to beat all the Shield on his own. He beat John Cena at SummerSlam last year, which a lot of people actually didn't think he could do. Daniel Bryan's destined for great things when he comes back from his injury. I do believe that. I mean, people might not like Daniel Bryan, but you have to respect him though for everything everything he's went through. I mean, I don't care how he looks. He can be bald and have no beard, and I still respect the damn guy. But Daniel Bryan, you know, the beard thing, that's why the authority don't like him, because he has a long, scratchy, long hair, he's got the long beard. That's why they don't like him. Next question.
Do you have anything else to add? Anything you want to mention in specific?
Yeah, I'll talk about TNA wrestling actually for a moment if I could. Jeff, you know, I actually liked what TNA is actually doing right now. Having Eric Young as the TNA World Champion, that was good in my opinion. Unfortunately, he lost it on last week. But Eric Young also, what they actually did say, he's actually been around the company like since the company actually first came in. He's been here since day one of the company. Bully Ray, a guy last year who people wanted to just, he was annoying with the aces and eights and all that crap, but he's really turned over a new leaf in my opinion. Bully Ray ultimately turned over a new leaf at Lockdown when he helped MVP win the Lockdown steel cage match. However, MVP, ultimately, I respected you when you first came in, and WWE, lost the respect for you, man. I've lost the respect for you. What you're doing right now is completely wrong. Having Bobby Lashley and Kenny King fight your battles for you, it's not right. It isn't. And I mean, when you lose control of TNA, and listen to me right now, you piece of garbage. When you lose control of TNA, you're going to go back to doing what you were doing before. You're going to be a wrestler on the roster. You're not going to be anything. You're going to wind up being washed up, and by 2016, you'll be gone from the freaking company. All right? And ultimately, and I want to speak on this too. Jeff Hardy's character, his new character in TNA is Willow. That right there is one hell of a character. He's still Jeff Hardy. He still does all his flying stunts off the ladders and shit. You can't top that. You can't top that. And if WWE was smart, they'd get him back, because Jeff Hardy in WWE was name player, big time player. The crowd loved him. I don't understand why they wouldn't renew his contract. I don't care a crap about what he's done in the past. He's made some mistakes in his life, yes, but bottom line, if the crowd loves somebody, you should keep him on the roster, because he was great. About 5 years ago, he lost a steel cage match to CM Punk, which made him leave WWE forever. That shouldn't have happened. Jeff Hardy, I think he still had more left in his tank, left to become a big name player. Now enough with TNA. My thoughts on the Money in the pay-per-view coming up for this Sunday. Ultimately, I want Roman Reigns to win, John Cena or Sheamus to win the title. I don't care which three of those win, as long as a good person wins that match. But ultimately, come on, we all know who's gonna win. The face of the WWE, Randy Orton. That's my pick. Randy Orton, Kane, or Cesaro will walk away as champion that night. That's just what's gonna happen. I mean. And as far as, when that happens, Daniel Bryan will be back by Battleground or by SummerSlam to regain what is rightfully his, which should have been taken away from him in the first place. And as for the Money in the Bank ladder match, the regular Money in the Bank ladder with Rollins, Ambrose, RVD, Bad News Barrett, Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston. I think... Ultimately, I think that I want Ambrose to win it, but I've got a really slight feeling a bad guy's going to win that as well.
Yeah.
But, wouldn't it be amazing, though? Say Randy Orton does win. Randy Orton does win the title. Does win it, fair and square. Well, I mean, come on. Randy Orton's going to be beaten and battered after that match. It'd be hit with all them ladders and shit all night long.
I wouldn't mind if Dolph Ziggler won it. Give him the chance to win a match. You know, I heard he keeps losing.
Even if, say, but that right there would be opportunity right there. Opportunity. And personally, I'm rooting for Ambrose to win. Ambrose wins. And as he said on Raw Fallout, what's Triple H gonna do if scumbag Dean Ambrose wins the Money in the Bank header match? He said that himself, actually. After winning that match, after coming out and attacking Seth Rollins. Which, by the way, Seth Rollins is in for a beating. It may not happen to Money in the Bank, but it's coming. Seth Rollins' beating is coming.
It's coming.
Definitely.
I can only
Dean Ambrose will not rest until he batters his face in, and it's going to happen. It's not an if, it's just all when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I gotta cut it because I can only put 15 minutes.